If there's a pony that is a mystery, that's Maud Pie, Pinkie Pie's sister, but her completely opposite. Maud is in love with rocks and has a super tedious way of talking and acting, and maybe, just maybe, she was influenced by one of the evilest plants made in Equestria. But wait, let me tell you this story. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie, and today let's explore some curiosities and hidden meanings in My Little Pony, including the 6 founders of Equestria and their connection with the main 6. Have you noticed that the name Twilight always indicated her role in the future? And I'm not talking about the vampire novel, guys. Twilight is the middle point of the day and night. She is dusk. And what does Twilight do in the show? She becomes the ruler of Equestria, controlling both sun and moon and being exactly the balance between both princesses. It was on our faces from the start. Do you think that this was decided when they created the characters, or did they decide that later? Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Speaking of names, is it just me or some characters have names that don't make sense? Let me explain. Many times, names are normal or have some meaning linked to it by their families, like the apples. But there are some characters that just don't make sense, like Cheese Sandwich. He has the name of his cutie mark. Dude, that makes no sense. Like, how did his parents decide this name for him? A baby does not have a cutie mark. And there's no way that they knew that he was going to be addicted to cheese sandwiches. I know that sometimes it doesn't make sense to go deep into the lore of some characters, but I think it's valid to do that either way. Maybe his parents really liked cheese sandwiches and gave him that name because of that, and he ended up liking the food by their influence. Or did he change his name when he got his cutie mark? Or were his parents psychics? I know that we can't take this into consideration for some background characters like Lyra, Bonbon, and Rose because they had to have easy names to remember. But we can also apply that to Sunset Shimmer. Like, was she born in the sunset, or did her color inspire her parents to give that name? Have you ever thought about that? Leave a like so I know you tell me your theories you guys believe in. In Rock Solid Friendship from Season 7, Maud says that she went to Equestria to study for her essay and pre-doctorate. In the episode, Maud casually mentions that Pinkie Pie told Starlight about a special stone called Equal Stone. Starlight gets super uncomfortable because this stone was the stone that she used to remove the cutie marks from the ponies of her village when she was still a villain. The scene is funny because Maud says that with a calm voice, now noticing the weight of her words, while Starlight keeps trying to switch subjects. This moment reinforces that Maud is absurdly smart when it's about minerals and rocks, to the point that she knows and recognizes the stone that had enough magical properties to realize Starlight's spell. That means, besides being the master of rocks, Maud is practically a PhD in geology. I just wonder what's her thesis? The impact of rocks in Equestria society. How to be completely inexpressive and still be amazing. After Maud tells this to Pinkie Pie, her sister laughs in a desperate way and says, "Let's not mention that to anyone, okay? No one." I love her reaction. What I also wonder is, does Maud cares about the information that she has? Like, Starlight was really specific in her question, which makes clear that her intention wasn't a good one. So is Maud so distracted to the point that she didn't even notice the importance of this information, or did she simply not care enough? She would have had to tell someone after Starlight put her plan in action, right? Did she go to Starlight's village after she included her plan to slave them all? And another thing, did she find the result of the plan interesting? And how did the main 6 would react if they knew this detail? What do you guys think? Now, do you know who were the creators of Equestria? Or actually, did you know that each one of them are connected with the main 6? Before the current elements of harmony that came from the Tree of Harmony, there were other 6 elements that are like the prototypes of the current elements. Each one of them was represented by a character, and what I found so cool about them is that each one represents the main 6, both in appearance and in personality. Take a look at that. Miss Main was a unicorn from the Eastern Lands, and she is mentioned for the first time in Season 6 in the Chrysaline Part 2, in a spell called Miss Main's Material Amity. She appears for the first time physically in My Little Pony Legends of the Magic Issue 3 and in the episode Campfire Tales from Season 7. In both tales, she sacrificed her beauty to restore and save her village from the Imperator's sable spirit, who was corrupted. Does that remind you of someone? I think so, right? Just think of a pretty character. No caring mermaid or princess is more beautiful than her, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Comment down below. She also helps to solve dispute between ponies who are building their lands in Canterlot, and she becomes one of the pillars of Equestria, representing the element of beauty, who later become generosity. This is really cool because both her and Rarity are generous and beautiful, besides being unicorns, which surely wasn't a coincidence. Rockhoof was an earth pony with a Viking style from the Northern Islands, which is mentioned for the first time in Season 6 in the Chrysaline Part 2, in a spell called Rockroof's Report. He makes his first physical appearance in My Little Pony Legends of Magic Issue 2, and he also appears in the episode Campfire Tales from Season 7. He saves his house from a volcanic eruption with the help of a magical wave, and gets over his lazy lifestyle to save his home from a cherub seeking for his baby. He represents the element of strength, which later becomes honesty. Come on guys, it totally matches Applejack, because she is super strong and represents honesty, and also they are both earth ponies. Flash Magnus was a Pegasus soldier who was capable of using a fire-resistant shield and his quick thinking to save his pals from the wrath of the dragons. He made his first appearance in My Little Pony Legends of Magic Issue 4 and in the episode Campfire Tales, just like the others. He rescued his friends by tricking really powerful dragons, and also rescued the Griffin Lands from a superstorm that was out of control. He represents the element of bravery, which later became the element of loyalty. It totally matches Rainbow Dash, right? She is brave and also a Pegasus, just like him. It's also revealed that Flash Sentry is his descendant, and that fighting dragons may be in his blood. Did you think about him when I said the name Flash Magnus? Leave a like in the video if so, because that was the first thing that came to my mind either. Sonambula was a Pegasus princess from the Egyptian land that it's mentioned in the first time in Season 6 in the episode The Chrysaline Part 2, in a spell called Sonambula's Weather Abjuration, as well as Tempest Objectus. She makes her first physical appearance in Daring Dawn, where she rescued her father, Prince Hisson, from the Sphinx. And she also appeared in the IDW comics My Little Pony Legends of Magic Issue 5, saving her home from a giant snake. She represents the elements of hope, which later become laughter. For me, it makes sense that hope and joy are linked to each other, because it's in hard times when we have to be hopeful and keep our head up with a smile, just like Pinkie says back in Season 1 in the Smile song. Mage Middlebrook, she was an earth pony who was considered a specialist healer from the Hayseed Womp, who cursed a whole civilization from a plague using Flash Bee's honey and disguising herself as an evil queen, living among them until disappearing, while her house was taken care of by their descendant, Catwell. She was revealed alongside the others in Season 7 and in the Legends of Magic comics, and she also helped to save a city from another incurable disease, as she represents the element of healing, which later become kindness. She had the same gift of talking to animals as Fluttershy. It's interesting that she was an earth pony and Fluttershy is a Pegasus, while Sonambula was a Pegasus and Pinkie Pie is an earth pony. They were the only ones that their tribes changed. And of course we have Starswirl, who is also one of the pillars of the old Equestria, representing the element of magic just like Twilight. And here we don't have to think that much. Dude is the Merling of the pony world, a super nerd and powerful unicorn just like Twilight, who worships him. It's also revealed at the end of season 7 and in the Legends comics that for a long time, he and the other pillars were reunited by the unicorn Sturgeon to fight against a great evil, after having planted the Tree of Harmony. When Sturgeon later became the Pony of Shadows, Starswirl and the others sacrificed themselves to imprison him in the Limbo, but that deserves another video. So, what do you guys think about these facts? Do you think that Maud was Starlight's accomplice? Leave your opinion in the comments, I will love to read them. Thank you so much for watching this video till here, and hasta la vista!